Last November, when I was very pregnant with our second baby, I planted 5 beds of garlic with pretty low expectations. This morning, I'm out here clipping the scapes from those same plants, and it feels like one of those moments that reminds me just how quickly a season can pass. Summer has finally arrived on our little farm in upstate New York, and we are so grateful for everything it brings. The animals are back out on the fresh grass, the garden is filling in, and planting season is in full swing. Summer also brings more days at the lake with the kids, and while there will always be another project waiting for us back at home, we're making it a priority to slow down and enjoy the summer months while they last. And with a toddler and a newborn, I knew I had to be realistic about how much time I could dedicate to the garden this year. And my solution has simply been to mulch everything with straw to help keep the weeds down and the moisture in. I know it will likely be a lot of cleanup at the end of the summer for us, but that's just the season of life we're in. Garlic has quickly become one of my favorite things to grow because it is the first thing that greets you in the spring, and seeing those bright green shoots feels like a promise a new season has finally arrived. I pulled one of our bulbs yesterday evening just because I was curious, and it's already the size of our finished garlic last year. We still have a couple weeks to go, so I'm feeling really good about this year's harvest. The scapes are so fragrant, and I'm excited to get in the kitchen and start making compound butter, homemade pestos, and I believe Justin wanted to try making a scape salt. Today he is out finishing our chicken tractor because we are getting ready to move our 150 meat birds out onto pasture.
Part of why we moved out here was to raise more of our own food, and that includes meat. We actually started with pigs unexpectedly with the guidance of a helpful neighbor, but we always knew we wanted to raise our own chickens. Today, I'll be finishing up the chicken tractor. Our meat birds are finally fully feathered, and they're getting pretty cramped in the brooder. Last year, we raised about 90 meat birds total, 32 being Freedom Rangers and 58 Cornish Cross. This year, we're raising even more. We ended up eating a lot more chicken than expected, and we'll also be raising some for family and friends. I have to admit, the Cornish Cross did really well for us. With a clean brooder and fresh grass twice a day, we really didn't have any health issues. We processed our first batch of 32 birds last year. We are glad we learned how to do it, but with a busy toddler, it took us about 2 days. This year, with 2 kids and even more birds, getting them processed is the smarter option. Sometimes, this lifestyle means knowing your limits, sticking to your strengths, and making choices that allow your family to enjoy the life instead of feeling overwhelmed by it. A lot of people assume raising your own food saves money, but in our experience, by the time you buy quality feed, fencing, and equipment, there are much more affordable ways to feed your family. But that was never really the point for us. We want to know where our food comes from, and we wanted to be more connected to the process.
And with that connection of growing a portion of our own food comes a much deeper appreciation for the seasons. This time of year brings an abundance of fresh eggs, so today I'm putting together a breakfast quiche to make tomorrow morning just a little bit easier on us. Here, where the winters feel very long, summer comes with a long list of projects. Many of them have to be done during the warmer months, and so much depends on weather and daylight. Whether it's splitting next year's firewood, harvesting the berries before the birds get to them, or keeping up with the brush hogging around the property, There is always something that needs attention. Like Justin mentioned, I'm using the last of the bacon we raised last year. I'll add in some garlic scapes, onions, our favorite paradise cheddar, and pour in a fresh dozen eggs. The reality of these short seasons brings a mix of excitement and urgency. It can sometimes feel like you have to squeeze everything in before the summer just slips away. One of the biggest adjustments after moving here has been learning to plan ahead as much as we can, while also being realistic about what can actually get done and just sticking to that. I am definitely the kind of person who gets excited about a new idea halfway through the season and wants to drop everything else to make it happen. But we've learned the hard way that those 1 or 2 day projects almost always turn into 1 to 2 week to 1 month projects, and before you know it, the things we originally planned to do are still waiting.
Yeah. Hello? You got yellow?
Last year, building out our garden was our big project. This year, we're focusing on the front of the house. The previous owners had created a beautiful low-maintenance garden, but over the years, the pathway started to sink, and all of the plants became a little bit overgrown. Our next project is repurposing some slate from a stone wall at the back of the property to create a new walkway. We plan to then add some herb boxes closer to the kitchen and move some of the existing plants into the new garden area. Lastly, we're finally making room for the fire pit we've been talking about since we moved here. None of these projects are urgent, but they'll make this place feel a little bit more like our home. I think that's something we've been learning since moving here. The work is never really finished.
There will always be weeds to pull, animals to feed, and another project waiting on the list. But then there's days like today, with garlic growing better than we'd hoped, chickens finally ready for the grass, and homemade meals made with ingredients grown right on our property. And when we stop and look around, we're reminded that this isn't just a collection of projects. It's a home we're building together, one season at a time. We're grateful you're here at the beginning of this journey with us. Thanks for spending part of your day with our family, and we'll see you on the next one.